I'm April from With My Hands Homestead, and welcome to the video. This is a continuation of our recap from 2019, so I have a whole series on it if you want to check that out. I would love it if you subscribe to our channel. We do homesteading, gardening, we raise our own sheep and cows, so definitely subscribe if you're interested, and let's get started. Okay, and I'm sure you can probably tell that I am shooting this on the same day that I did my last video about our pepper seeds. So, totally wearing the same outfit, totally still in our junk room that has not been cleaned. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to just do this all in one long shot, so I hope I'm not super awkward. But I just don't have a ton to say about these. It's probably going to be another short little video, but let's get on with it. So the first seeds I wanted to talk about were the melons that we tried. I had been really afraid to grow melons for a long time. I've heard that you have to be really precise with the watering, and that's just not something that we do here. Our garden is really in a funky place. We thought it was a good location, but we made it before we got our animals. So what ended up happening was our garden used to be in a great location, but now it's across the fence lines for our animals. So in order to get through it, you have to go through 2 walls of electric fence. So it's really hard to get the hose through there, and we've tried different watering systems, but nothing has really done that well. The best thing we do is just mulch. So that's the best watering method, even though it's not a watering method, just for keeping the soil as moist as possible. That's what we've been doing. So all that to say, I tried melons for the first time last year, and they actually went pretty well. The watermelon that did the best was the just normal crimson sweet. We ended up getting a lot of watermelons. I tried a seedless watermelon variety last year. I didn't pull it out. I think it was like Farmer Best or something, but I didn't realize that with seedless watermelon, you have to grow like one kind of seed and then like a pollinator seed, and it's really complicated. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. But it is, and spoiler alert, we didn't get any seedless watermelon, but we got a bunch of these, which was great. One of them got really big for me. I mean, it got like little watermelon sized. It was really cool. And the other ones were more like personal watermelon sized, but they were still great. So these ended up doing really good, and they were from 2016. So I'll try them again this year just because I have a lot left. I don't know how well they'll do, but I will definitely grow these again. The other 2 melons that we grew were Sarah's Choice Cantaloupe and Eden's Gem. It says cantaloupe, but it's really a honeydew. I don't know if honeydews are just green cantaloupe. I don't know. They both did really good too. They did not grow very large. Both of them were probably like big softball sized, but they were perfect for a personal little melon to eat. My husband does not like melons. Weird, I know. So it was just me and my, at the time, 1-year-old. So these did great. And I didn't do much work with them. So highly recommend both of them. I will definitely always grow these again. They both tasted phenomenal. They were so good. The only issue we ran into with these and not the watermelon was rodents got into them. I don't know, these and the pumpkins that we grew got all eaten up by mice, but only when they got too ripe. So just make sure you pick them when they need to be picked, and you should be good to go. Alright. Next, the ground cherries. I love ground cherries. We have grown them almost every year. They're a little bit hard to start. They take forever. So don't give up if you think it's been like 2 weeks and you still haven't had any germination. Totally okay. That's totally normal. Just keep watering them and they will come up. You definitely want to start them inside because they take so long and need so much care to get off the ground. But once you put them in the ground, they do so well. The big tip that I have that I had to learn the hard way, with a lot of my seeds, I try and start a couple in the same cup. Like I actually have some here. Like these spinach, I have 3 in there. I am definitely a high volume grower. Like I like to grow things close together. But with these, the way that they grow very low to the ground. Like they only get this tall, but they branch out like tomatillos. Like they're basically just tiny tomatillos. So they like umbrella and spread out that way. So I only grow 1 per cell. I like to grow them like in cells like these. Just put 1 or 2 seeds, and then I do, if 2 grow, I pluck the other one. And you want to keep them pretty far apart because they do, the way that they grow is like out. I love these, can't grow enough. They do take up a lot of space, and I never grow enough, but highly recommend. I've grown these are the pineapple. I've also grown the Aunt Mary or Aunt Molly, I think. I totally cannot tell the difference in flavor. Totally can't. So either one, I grow all the time. In a similar way, we grew cucamelons for the first time this year. And just like the ground cherries, they were really hard to get started. They took a long time to get started. I didn't have great germination with these. They could just be my error. In 2018, I tried to grow them and none of them came up. And then I did a second round and all of them died when I transplanted them. So I find them really hard to get started, but they ended up doing really, really good. I might add a picture in here if I find one. But these were really cool. I liked them just to pick from the garden, just to eat, just for fun. I never did anything with them. My husband didn't really like them. I've heard a lot of ways of describing it. I've heard that they taste like already made pickles. No, they just taste like cucumbers. They're just tiny cucumbers. I mean, I like them. I think they were really cool. They look cool. They're fun to grow. But they just taste like cucumbers. So don't grow them expecting to eat a pickle. They just taste like cucumbers. They were really hard. Like they blend into their own vine, just like normal cucumbers sometimes. So I felt like every time I looked at the vine, there were ones that I hadn't seen before. But they were really fun. They would be really fun for younger kids to just like occupy them. Like I can't wait for next year. My son will be going on 3. And I'm sure he will love to find these. And I think it will occupy them forever because they're really hard to find. Alright, and the last one that I just wanted to talk about briefly, I'm not going to talk about all the herbs I grew because I don't have anything important to say about them. I grew the normal run-of-the-mill basil, cilantro, parsley, thyme, oregano. Nothing big, nothing great to say about them. They did fine. I didn't grow anything fancy with them, just like run-of-the-mill, like thyme, run-of-the-mill oregano, nothing fancy. But we did grow holy basil. Amazing. Definitely grow it. It smells so good. The pollinators loved it. It grew gigantic. I mean, it grew gigantic. It was actually too much. Great in tea. I love it in tea. That's kind of the only way that you can use it really, but it smells so good. Like just coming into the garden, like not even having to touch it. It smells so good. And for that alone, I will grow it every year for sure. Really easy to grow, way easier for me than normal basil. I don't know why. And it's self-seeded like a weed. I mean, by the end of the year, it was everywhere, which did turn into a problem, but a good problem to have. So I highly recommend it holy basil. Sometimes it goes by Tulsi. Yeah, amazing. And that is pretty much everything that I wanted to go over. I didn't have a huge garden last year. I really focused on my tomato growing, so that video was a little bit longer, but that is pretty much everything I grew. I grew some pickling cucumbers, but I didn't go over them because there wasn't anything notable to say. I think I grew 2 different kinds, and I couldn't tell the difference between them, so I don't have much to say. But I do plan on going over all the seeds that I will be growing in the summer in another video. But I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck in your garden next year. Bye.